Good morning, sir. We are from Group 4 and we will like to present our project. The title of our group project is Student Info System. There are two members in Group 4. First is me, Tarni Anna Prompan Manoharan, metric number 269722. The second member name is Amira Nurul Aida Binti Abdul Raza, metric number 270406. And we had created an interface for our program. This is our GUI based program. We will get all this data from TextSphere. We also had created a radio button and classified it in button group 1. By this, user only can choose one program. They cannot choose both program at once. Okay. For the student name text field, we name it as name TF. For the metric number text field, we name it as metric TF. For the total coursework mark text field, we name it as total TF. For final exam mark text field, we name it as final TF. We also created some buttons. So the first button is to add data to our system, meaning that if user enter all the values and press this add button, and we will going to add all of this data as student info object in the array. So we able to store the student info data in our program. Next is display button. This display button is used to display all the student info that we have already added in the array. Third is search button. The search button is to search for a particular student object based on metrics. Fourth is grade button. This button is to display how many students get grade A plus to grade F. Fifth is clear button. This button is to clear up all the text field. Text field, radio button and output text area. And the last one is exit button. This button is to, if user wish to quit from the application, they can click this exit button. Okay. If user never enter anything in the text field, they just click the display button, there will be a message in the output text area that telling that no data in list. So let me enter some student data. First is name, metric number is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and total coursework mark is 70, and final exam mark is 60, and his program is the first one, and let me add. Okay, this is the message will be appear when a student's info had been added in the array. Student info with name lim, metric 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, total coursework mark 70 and final exam mark 60. Program Bachelor Science in Multimedia successfully added. Okay, let me display this. Okay, look, it will display the name, metric number, program, total coursework mark and final exam mark. This total mark will obtain when total coursework mark and final exam mark is calculated together, and this grade is obtained based on the total mark. Okay, let me search some metric number. Okay, let me insert some invalid metric number. Let me click OK. Okay, look, there's no student in this data. There will be a message box. Okay, let me click metric number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Look, there is a student info found. Okay, let me add some more student. Let me add Kai. Metric number is 980765, and the mark she get in total coursework mark is 10, final exam mark is 50. She is programmed this program as we add her. Okay, look, the name of the student change, metric numbers change, and the final exam mark, total mark is changed, and the program also changed. Okay, we add some more student. Amin. Metric number is 546732 and mark 90, and final exam mark is 90. We give him program this one and we add. Look, the name is changed, metrics change, the mark is changed, and the program also changed. Okay, let's we display this. This is the first student info. This is second student info, and this is third student info. For every student there will be a total mark and grade. Okay. Next, let me check the grade obtained by the each and every student in the grade button. Okay, look. One student got A plus, one student got F mark, and one student got B. Okay, let me check in the display button if the grade is correct or not. Look, one student got A plus, one student got F mark, and one student got B. Okay, if user wish to clear this all, they can press the clear button, and if user also want to exit this button, they can click this exit button. Okay, let's we see the coding we use for our GUI program. This is the coding for the student class. Okay, we have to declare all the variables we used because it's helpful for the coding in GUI program. We declare name as string, metric as integer, total as integer, final mark as integer, total mark as double, mark as double, TCWM as double, FEM as double, grade as string, program as string. Okay, this part we have to declare because this part we will use in GUI student GUI info, because without this we cannot see the output for the add button. Next, we have to declare this variable to get output for the display button, grade button, and search button. This is the formula for count total mark that obtained by each student. TCWM is short form for total coursework mark equal to total that is entered by the user in total TF, which is total text field, times 0.60, which is 60% of that mark, and FEM is final exam mark equal to final mark text field times 0.40, which is 40%. Mark is equal to TCWM plus FEM, and lastly user should enter written mark. The last one is this coding for the grade. User should write this coding because to get the exact grade or get by the student. Okay, let's we move on to the coding for the GUI program. This is the coding that we write for our GUI program. We declare this as an array. This is an array because It is accessible for any other method that we have in class student info. We also specified the student into 1000, and we also no to keep track how many student info had been added to array. We had a variable that is count equal to 0, which is integer count equal to 0, and we also did declare mark as double, grade as string. Okay, for make our program to appear in center position, we write the coding that is set location relative to null. Then this is the coding that we write for the clear button. This name TF and metric TF, total TF, final TF is name of the variable text field, and this one button group 1 is for the radio button, and output text area is the text area name, and this is the exit button coding, system exit 1, and this is the add button coding. We have to declare the names, and this is the display button coding, and this is the search button coding, and this is the grade button coding. This is to count number of student get how many A's to number of student get how many F. Okay, thank you for listening to our group project.